This is a story from Genesis 9:13 about the Ark of Promise. In the beginning, the earth was filled with the glory of the Creator. But as generations rose, so did corruption. Men turned their hearts from their Maker, filling the land with violence and pride. And God looked upon His creation, and it grieved Him at His heart. In the midst of wickedness, one man walked with God, Noah, son of Lamech. His hands were calloused, but his heart was pure. While others mocked heaven, Noah listened, and God spoke. And the voice of the Eternal One came to Noah in a vision. The end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. Build for yourself an ark, for I will bring a flood upon the earth. The words shook the heart of the man, yet he trembled not in fear, but in reverence. For obedience was his language of love. He built as the Lord commanded. Every tree he cut was a testimony, every plank a prophecy of salvation. For 120 years the hammer rang out against unbelief. The ark was not merely wood and pitch. It was a message, a floating temple of mercy in an ocean of judgment to come. While men mocked, heaven watched. While the world laughed, God smiled upon obedience. Day after day, the mockery grew louder. They called him foolish, delusional, a dreamer of floods under clear skies. But Noah knew what they could not see, the patience of God wearing thin. Mercy has an appointed time, and time was running out. Every strike of the hammer echoed like a warning bell to a deaf generation. Day after day, the mockery grew louder. They called him foolish, delusional, a dreamer of floods under clear skies. But Noah knew what they could not see, the patience of God wearing thin. Mercy has an appointed time, and time was running out. Every strike of the hammer echoed like a warning bell to a deaf generation. And when all had entered, the Lord Himself shut the door. The time of mercy ended, and the silence before the storm began. For 7 days the ark waited. The sky was still, but heaven was not. Then the first drop fell, and with that single drop, judgment began. The fountains of the deep burst open, and the windows of heaven poured out their fury. Mountains sank beneath waves, cities vanished. The laughter of men was swallowed by the roar of the deep. The waters rose higher, and still the ark floated, lifted by the same hand that had once formed the dust of man. The world that was perished, but within the ark, grace survived. 40 days and nights the rain fell, and still the ark moved upon the face of the deep. Then silence, a world without song, without laughter, without sin. The cleansing was complete. Inside, life endured, nourished by hope and the promise of dawn. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The water stretched to every horizon, an endless mirror of silence. Inside the ark, life continued, slow, sacred, suspended in time. Noah counted the days by the flicker of lamps, by the rhythm of prayer, by the cries of living creatures longing to touch the earth again. The storm had ceased, but the world was still buried beneath its weight. Above the waters, a single vessel drifted, the last heartbeat of creation. After 1 year and 10 days, the earth was dry. The ark rested upon Mount Ararat. The door opened, and a new world breathed its first. The ground was fresh, the air pure. The scars of judgment gave way to the beauty of grace. Noah built an altar, and the smoke rose like gratitude ascending to heaven. And God spoke once more, "Never again will I destroy all flesh by the waters. As a sign I set my bow in the clouds, a covenant between me and all living creatures." And as the rainbow arched across the heavens, the message was clear. Mercy triumphs over judgment. Love outlasts wrath. The ark was a shadow of a greater salvation yet to come, one not built with wood, but with a cross. The story of Noah is not merely of rain and flood, but of redemption and remembrance. The storm had passed, but the memory of its roar remained. The earth was quiet now, breathing again beneath the sun. From the mountains flowed rivers of new life. Noah and his sons began to plant, to build, to live. The covenant rainbow stretched across their mornings, a reminder that mercy still covered the heavens. But though the flood had washed the world, it had not washed the heart of man. The seeds of Eden's fall still hid in human soil. Generations grew beneath the covenant skies, but man soon forgot the flood. He built again, not altars of worship, but towers of pride. The children of Noah scattered across the earth, yet their hearts leaned toward rebellion once more. The whisper of Eden's serpent still found ears willing to listen. The ark had saved their flesh, but only faith could save their souls. As Noah's days drew to an end, he looked upon the ark one last time, the vessel that had carried not only his family, but the promise of tomorrow. And the Lord whispered through the wind, "The ark was but a shadow. Another will come, not of wood and pitch, but of flesh and spirit. Through him shall all be saved who enter by faith." Generations would pass, nations would rise and fall, but the covenant of mercy would remain, written not upon stone or cloud, but upon hearts. The Ark of Noah became the Ark of Covenant, and the Ark of Covenant became the cross. And through it all, one truth resounded through eternity: God remembers. The rainbow and the stars, two covenants, one promise. The God who spanned heaven with color would span it again with love. And in the fullness of time, another carpenter would come to build not an ark of wood, but a bridge of grace. The door of the ark became the door of salvation. The dove that found peace became the spirit that brings peace still.
The ark has resetted, but the story of mercy has not ended. In every generation, storms still rise, floods still come, not of water, but of fear, loss, and doubt. Yet the same God who remembered Noah remembers you. He still opens a door. He still sends a dove. He still paints rainbow across the ruin to remind us grace is never drowned. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you like us to narrate any story from the Bible, please comment or drop your story. Thank you.